Now, there was a very, very localizationist approach to the language network, actually, starting with Broca's and Wernicke's discoveries back in the 19th century, that was sort of expanded a little by a guy named Norman Geschwind in the 1960s. And the idea was that Wernicke's was pretty much the language comprehension network. It was literally just one node. And then the arcuate fasciculus kind of linked it up to Broca's in the frontal lobe, which was the sort of the network location for language production. And one of the predictions made by this, what's called Connectionist Model, is that if you cut the connection between Wernicke's and Broca's, you were going to basically generate a very specific syndrome that Geschwind predicted would be called, he called it conduction aphasia. You would have difficulty conducting, the comprehension aspects of language up towards the production network in the frontal lobe. And so it turns out that this is a pretty rare aphasia because it's hard to get a lesion that just explicitly disconnects, the Wernicke's from Broca's via the arcuate fasciculus. There's often a lot of overlying cortical damage, etc. But in some cases, conduction aphasia is diagnosed. And basically, these patients have difficulty generating spontaneous speech. And as with Broca's and Wernicke's, they have a lot of difficulty with repetition. They can't repeat speech. They can detect their own speech errors, but they can't correct them. But language comprehension is largely preserved. Again, it's a rare aphasia, though, and the etiology is not as clear as it is with some of these other primary aphasias.